This is an Ackie monitor. It just might be the most popular and probably the best pet monitor that you can ever get. But in this series, we like to discuss the unsung heroes of the reptile world. So how about we talk about a little bit of a less popular one that still makes a great pet. This is underrated. Cue the intro. Now, of course, I am not talking about my beautiful Nile monitor, even though he's a good boy and we love him and he really does make a great pet, and they are underrated, and technically that does work as well, but that is not the subject of today's video. Oh, you're shedding, boy. Look at that. Look at that. Hello, boy. Here, let's get you out. So with the light, we'll be able to see the beautiful colors emerge. Look at this, it's like ASMR, right? I love it. That is not going to be the subject of today's video, because today's video is supposed to be a good pet for most people, right? And this, even though I love Kyle, right? He's one of my favorite boys and I love him so much. He doesn't make a great pet for people that didn't have prior experience with big reptiles or territorial reptiles or whatever. Of course, you guys might know I didn't really do any venomous snakes, but I did do a lot of crocodilians in Magazoo when I used to work there. So he isn't a crocodilian, but if you see him as one, then you can stay away from the sharp end just as well as you can with the Cayman, right? It's just that now he has 4 sharp ends as well, so that's why we have these sleeves, right? But yeah, so I think you're shedded enough, aren't you? Like all of these don't want to lift. But look at that beautiful lizard. Wow, you're getting your cute colors. Ow, dude, you hurt so much, man.
He just wants to go.
He just wants to climb.
No.
Nope, you go in. You go in. Thank you so much. Thank you, yes, have a good day. Look at him on his back wall, it's like you lose him. It's like, where is he? You know? And then, oh, he's gonna go on these rocks. That's fantastic. Come here, come here.
Hi,
Come here. Oh, wow. That is a lizard in his natural environment. Now, today we are not going to be talking about the Nile monitor, even though we just did a brief intermission with it. But what we're going to be talking about is an animal that, in my opinion, makes a way better pet. And I don't mean this as a diss to Kyle at all, but this is Edgar. And Edgar is a Savannah monitor, and you guys might know that he is just one of the nicest boy here at Mystic Animals. So I'm gonna put him on my shirt right now because he does hurt the hands a lot when you hold him. But what he likes to do is this, and sometimes he'll even do it when we're watching a movie or whatever. And yeah, he's just a really placid animal. And Savannah monitors have a really bad rap, just like a lot of reptiles actually. But oh, you're shedding too. What the hell? It's shedding season here in Mystic Animals, I guess. Look at that. But do they deserve that bad rap? Now, I would say no. Of course, I would also recommend you getting some of these sleeves because I just held them for like 2 minutes and it already hurts a lot. So these sleeves are made of Kevlar and they're really cool, and they really make handling any kind of reptile just a dream. Like iguanas, monitors, monkey tail skinks, anything that you want to handle that has really sharp claws. Like look at that. He's hanging upside down. Doesn't hurt me one bit. It doesn't even pull on my skin. This is just made of Kevlar. It's really cool. But of course, for any animal that you have to start with saying you should get Kevlar, it's not a thing that you would recommend anybody getting, right? Like even for some intermediate keepers, like if you've mostly kept ball pythons, corn snakes, bearded dragons, this is not in the same realm. But if you're telling me that you had a nippy Boston Terrier when you were a kid and you didn't get chomped on because you knew when he was gonna bite, then this is not much harder. And you might be thinking, I have a one-off, I have a special one. This one is just too good and I'm unfairly biased. Well, I'll tell you one thing, I have a friend called Greg at Beneath the Canopy Exotics, and he has Wilma. And Wilma is trained to do all sorts of things. She comes in and out of her enclosure by herself. She does her own feedings pretty much. She climbs on other people. Now this guy doesn't really do that. He doesn't really want to climb on other people. If he's on the ground, he feels powerless and he kind of wanted to scurry away. But in the hands or on you, he's fantastic.
Whoa, hold on a minute. I'm so sorry to interrupt your content, but did you know that 91.4% of you are not subscribed? I know, it seemed a bit high for me too. Please help me correct that statistic, and let's get back to the video.
And it's not just about placidness. Like, these animals are much more responsive and quick thinking than something like a bearded dragon. We've been in this room for 25 minutes, he hasn't moved a muscle. This guy can't stop staring. Yes, you're a little squiggly worm. Yes, Edgar. You still want to be careful of where you put your face. Like, I wouldn't approach him this way, you know, under the jaw, like here, right? And put my face right here. I wouldn't want to get on the receiving end of this bite. But as long as you know how to handle animals, right? This isn't a dangerous predator or something that's gonna hurt you at all. He's just a really inquisitive lizard, and he just wants to climb. Like, he just wants to figure out what's going on. He wants to look at what's around. He likes looking at other animals. He likes figuring out what they are and smelling them and stuff. He is just a really good guy. Like, look at him. No aggression towards this smaller lizard, which he could very well see as food. Now, of course, having a lizard this big comes with some pretty significant downsides. First of all, unless you're equipped with this kind of room with tons of space just for terrariums, you might struggle to find a suitable place to put a big enough enclosure for it to feel comfortable. Now, Edgar right now lives in a 4x2x2, but he is not gonna live in that forever. He's actually gonna be upgraded to like a 6x3x3 sometime not long after the tegus are done, which that's coming really soon, guys. We have some really cool updates for that are gonna be coming really soon, but I don't want to spoil it, and I don't want to jump the gun on anything, right? I really want to make these enclosures look fantastic, and I want the tegus to have so much fun living in them. So there's no half measures here. We need to make these enclosures as perfect as possible, and we're gonna do the same thing for this guy right here with a nice 6x3x3. And if you guys are struggling to picture what that looks like, this rack right here is 6 feet long right here. So imagine it this big, that's 2 feet wide, so imagine it sticking out a foot here, right? But this entire width right there is gonna be his enclosure by 3 feet tall, right? So this is 2, add another foot, 3 feet, that's gonna be cool. Now, these guys are insectivores, but sometimes the care guides are not gonna tell you that. They're gonna tell you that they should eat rodents, and they shouldn't. Look at the size of this monitor right here. This monitor is 5 years old right now, and he is at a perfect size. Like, he's never been overweight a second of his life, and now he is a really good, healthy size, right? And if you see savanna monitors get any much larger than this, then they have a problem and they're a bit overweight, right? So they also like fish and other things as well. Like, they can eat clams, they can eat other things, but not all the time. They should eat mostly insects. But they also have a really good capacity for bonding as well. It's something that I've found, right? So in both the examples of today, Edgar and Wilma, these animals like actually socializing with their owners and people that are around, right? Because they'll come out and they'll want to hang out with everybody. And when we keep him out for like 2-3 hours because we have a movie playing upstairs or something like that, he'll just become a puppy dog and he'll just cuddle with us. And it's almost not a reptile behavior, right? It's almost like affection or love, right? And it's rare to see that in these animals, but this guy really makes me feel like he likes me rubbing his face like this, because he'll close his eyes and he'll enjoy it. And he's just such a good boy. Yes, 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 you are.
Sorry, me again. I promise this is the last time I'll interrupt your content, but we just launched our brand new website for our Zoo to You experiences. So if you're in the Ottawa Gatineau region, don't hesitate to visit mysticanimals.com. That's www.mysticanimals.com. Now back to the video.
Whether you love them or hate them, savanna monitors are here to stay, and they've been a staple in the industry for decades. So what has changed? I think husbandry has changed. I think we finally understood that they weren't being kept hot enough, right? The basking spots is supposed to be around 140 degrees Fahrenheit. We also didn't understand their diets really well. When you feed them large prey items and such, you know, it's not the same behavior that you'll exhibit out of these animals. And if you give them 2 feedings of a large rodent a month, they're gonna be hungry, as opposed to snacking pretty much daily on some insects. And now I don't mean the same portions, of course, right? I just mean you can dump some insects in there and he'll hunt there pretty much every day for a week. And of course, if you let them exhibit these kinds of behavior and you don't keep them in a 40-gallon, they are going to be more placid and they are going to start to become better animals for the average keeper. So those are all the reasons why I love them, and I think they're underrated. So tell me, did I teach you something? Do you have a savanna monitor? What do you want to tell me about savanna monitors that you know that I didn't mention in this video? all of that down below. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button because it really helps us out. Also, that little bell button, that will notify you when we upload a video, and basically the sooner after we upload a video that you click on it, the better it is for us and our statistics. Also, I wanted to thank all of you guys because we hit 700 subscribers this week, and that is fantastic. Edgar is super happy about it, aren't you? He doesn't know what a subscriber is. Truly from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. And if you guys want to join the community even further, there's the Mystic Animals Inner Club. That's the first link in the description. It's our Discord server. On there, you guys are gonna have the opportunity to answer a question a day, every day, but also to discuss and speak with other keepers and other members of the Discord, because we try to make it kind of look like a little family in there, right? Those of you who are already in there know the discussions in there sometimes go really long, and sometimes they go into the wee hours of the morning. So I'm not afraid to answer any care question, even if it's 4 a.m. I don't know why you would want to know something like a bearded dragon lamp voltage at 4 a.m. But if you do, I'm your boy, and that's gonna happen on the Discord server. So my name is Matt, that's Roxanne behind the camera. This is Edgar, and we're Mystic Animals. Goodbye.
Thank you so much for checking out this video, everybody. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit that like button, and if you really loved it, why don't you subscribe? It's free, you know?